They would probably even start a riot, and the riot police would be called to the theatre, and the riot police would storm the theatre foyer, startling the front of house staff. And the riot police would storm the auditorium, and some theatre-goers would start ripping up the seats. Obviously, fists would be flying, and some female theatre-goers would be hitting some male theatre-goers, and some female theatre-goers would be pulling other female theatre-goers' hair. Well, it's what some women do. And some female theatre-goers would be pulling some male theatre-goers' hair. Some male theatre-goers would have their theatre programmes rolled up, and they would be hitting some male theatre-goers on the heads with the rolled-up theatre programmes. And for a few seconds, the riot police would just enjoy watching the spectacle. Then some theatre-goers would then see the riot police, and they would start throwing ice cream tubs, packets of sweets, and theatre programmes. Well, bottles and bricks wouldn't be available, and from what I've seen on the TV news, that's what rioters use. At the riot police, and the ice cream tubs, packets of sweets, and theatre programmes would hit their riot shields, and the riot police would wade in and would start hitting some theatre-goers on their heads, and blood would start pouring down the theatre-goers' faces, and the riot police would start dispersing tear gas, making the rioting stop, and they would start arresting theatre-goers, and some would point in the direction of my cousin and his wife and say, "It's them you should be arresting, as they're the ones who started it." Which would only be fair and reasonable, but knowing the police, they wouldn't. And my cousin and his wife, they would get away scot-free. There'd be a fair amount of blood on some of the seats and on some of the walls. I don't know the police, by the way, I'm just writing as I phrase. I'm only joking there about my cousin and his wife, though on the other hand, though I will try and get to see you in private lives, so it depends on an unavoidable situation. I'm sure you'll understand. I do hope I can have an autographed photograph, and I look forward to your reply. Close an SAE. Thank you for reading my letter. Yours sincerely. P.S. I know that Danny LaRue knew Noel Coward. Well, I know a woman who knows Danny LaRue. I haven't met Danny LaRue. Paul Chapman, who is various monsters in Doctor Who, well, my cousin's wife knows his mum. I haven't met Paul Chapman. I just thought you might be interested to know.
Well, that's extraordinary. That's absolutely extraordinary. And if Noel Coward had been alive now, surely he would have written a play called My Cousin and His Wife.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. What an extraordinary piece of work. And you say that was sent to you twice?
Yeah, well, sent to me twice. I have to say there were 5 people in the play, and he sent an identical, a word-for-word letter to all of us twice. And then, I don't know if he singled me out, but I got a 3rd letter, just a short one, just saying, just getting these. You never quite know how much mail reaches its destination, he said, in large type.
Jeez.
So I have gifted him with an autograph photograph. I think it's the least.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
Wow. I would love to get the further adventures of Anonymous, his cousin and his wife.
Yeah.
Wow, what a remarkable letter. Thank you so much for contributing that to the show. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Steve. Yeah.
Regina Spektor doing her version of John Lennon's Real Love. Steve Show, 6 Music with me, Steve Richard, and my gang of cronies. I was in the cinema the other night and I saw the trailer for Notorious. Notorious? It's a biopic of Notorious B.I.G. And pretty standard biopic trailer fare, you know, it sort of starts shots of him, the music's playing, him in a hip-hop club, you know, he's king of the world, quick flashback, him as a kid, he's just a hopeful rapper, you know, life's difficult for him, he's doing a bit of drug dealing, he's eating a lot of the endless Scotch eggs and pork pies that feature in his early life story, not in the trailer, weirdly.
It's ridiculous.
But, you'll be pleased to know that he starts off as a chubster. He doesn't, you know, that's not. I feel that they've dealt with that opening frame. You know. Here's a fat lad. That's probably going to be Notorious.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it turns out that it is. So he's getting bullied a bit at school. He gets into crime, bit of drug dealing. Some guns are flashed. He's going to go to prison. He's a teenager. He's going to go to prison. It's either him or his mate. His mate takes the fall. He goes to prison. He comes out. Hi, my name's Sean Puffy Coombs. They call me Puff Daddy. What? Who are you? I'll make you a star. Record a record. Boom. Notorious. And then it's kind of, my name's Lil Kim. You, Lil Kim. But I'm married with a kid. I don't care. I fancy you.
Was that him eating her?
That was him eating. That was him having sex. It's difficult to say. And then it's that woman who played Tina Turner in that film. I'm your mum. Don't be doing this. Don't be drug dealing. Are you a rap star? I love you. Hi, I'm Tupac Shakur. Hiya. Oh, we're mates, but we're not mates anymore. I hate you. Guns. Crime. I'm a star. I'm a superstar. Puffy, you're my best friend. I love you, Notorious B.I.G. Nothing can ever go wrong. Bang, bang, bang. Notorious B.I.G., you're dead.
Yes, I am. Notorious. And it was a pretty thrilling trailer, but it was essentially...
The film.
It was essentially exactly the film that you would imagine. But obviously, as I was watching it, I was thinking... Because at the same time, I just read an article about how a lot of comedians are writing their autobiographies nowadays. Peter Kay, Paul O'Grady, and lots of people are doing it, and there's big money to be made if you write an autobiography. And so I was thinking of a kind of biopic trailer of my life. First I was trying to think, who could be me? And I've still not yet cracked that. Who would be the young Steve, sort of teenage Steve? There's probably someone from Skins or something who would be the young teenage me, but it would be, me at school. That sketch you did for the end-of-term review was mildly amusing. Thanks, teacher. That's really inspired me. Mum, Dad, I want to do some comedy. Good. Well, have a go, and if it don't work out, get another job. Thanks. Okay. Welcome to Warwick University. Wow, I'm at university. Hi, my name's Rufus, and I'm super posh. Wow, I've never met a posho before. Maybe we'll be friends, maybe we won't. Wow, I've got 2-1 in film and literature for the University of Warwick. I'm moving to London to seek my fortune. London? Wow, is it going to eat me alive? No, it didn't. I just moved into a flat with some friends. Everything's fine. I've got a job at a radio station. Hi, my name's Ricky Gervais. Probably played by Johnny Vegas or something. I've got an amusing character who works in an office. Have you? Why don't we work quite diligently, try and get it made at the BBC, and after, say, an 18-month development period, have a mild initial success, which gradually takes on more success over a period of time, thanks to critical goodwill, the collection of some awards, and a low-level fan base that builds to a more general audience. Thanks! Wow, I've done so much in life. I've won some awards, I've been on the telly, but I'm so bored with my life. Well, no, I'm bored chiefly on Sunday afternoons. What can I do? Hey, would you like to host a programme on BBC Six Music? I sure would. Wow, in cinemas soon.
Amazing.
Steve Merchant story.
I would watch that on an orange 2-for-1 Wednesday.
Exactly.
The Road to Six Music or something
Exactly,
like that.
the Road to Six.
Yeah.
The joy of... No. Anyway, I'm thinking, guys, we'll play some more tunes, but I'm thinking maybe I'd like to hear the trailers of your lives before the end of the programme. Rufus, I think yours is going to be a particularly exceptional one. It builds to that fan letter. That's the sort of piece de resistance. But prior to that, let's hear a song from Dan.
Yeah, why not? These are grim times, Steve. These are grim times, and I think everybody's mood is in the gutter right now, and they need a lift, don't they? People need a lift. Well, they're not going to get it from this song because it's not particularly cheerful, but it's a lovely slice of psychedelic beta-dalia, and it's Fading Rod by Malachi.
Malachi, who the hell are they?
Well, they're a Bristol duo, Steve, and their album was out in January and is called The Ugly Side of Love. But I was going to say that at the end of the song, but
Too late. I wanted that information up front. I've got it. I appreciate it. New single from LaRue, that's In For The Kill, which is released as a single tomorrow. Steve Show 6 Music, we'll be going to the news shortly, but after that, live in the hub, Polly Scattergood will be playing tunes from her new album, and we'll be back for more conversation, I'm sure, with The Gang. Here's the news. I think it might be one of my favourite tunes, I don't know why. I mean, the line Little Old Lady Got Mutilated Late Last Night is an absolute treat for any a budding songwriter. Werewolves of London, obviously, by Warren Zevon. Steve Show 6 Music with me, Steve Merchant. Soon we will have Polly Scattergood live in the hub. Prior to that, we were talking about the trailer for the inevitable biopics of our lives. This was inspired because I saw the biopic for the notorious B.I.G. life story, Notorious. And mine, sadly, does not quite compare. I've asked the gang here maybe if they could have a think about how theirs would play out. Rufus, any thoughts?
Yes, Steve.
Do you want me to offer you the introduction? It would just be from Miramax Films.
We got that music back, have we? A camera rushes down a panelled corridor filled with gilt frames with portraits of people who all look like me. In various types of period costumes.
Moustaches.
Yeah, that's right, with round, with cavalier hats on and so on.
Yeah.
The camera's hurtling down this corridor. It's taking ages, and you can see all the pictures, and all you can hear is a woman screaming at the end of the corridor, hanging down from long bugles. This is my birth, obviously. You can just see the corner of a four-poster bed, and I, emerge fully formed.
In tweed.
In tweed, exactly. We then saw various shots of me growing up, dressed in kind of lace and purple velvet little suits and things like that, chasing dogs around on lawns and gambling around on croquet lawns and so on.
Rather like Queen Victoria, you were not allowed to walk down the stairs unaccompanied.
That's
you
right,
always have to put your hand on on
the back of someone else's hand. Yeah.
Exactly.
My father, who I think would be played by maybe Windsor Davies or someone similar, is telling me to go to school. You're going to school. So I go away crying in a little school cap, aged 6.5, to boarding school for what feels like 15 years. Beatings, cryings, head flushed down the lavatory, things like that. But you can see my stiff upper lip developing through these beatings as they get worse and worse.
Using prosthetics, the actor actually has an upper lip that begins to stiffen and harden.
You can see my feeble attempt to grow a moustache, aged 17, the desperate little bum fluff growing out.
Yep.
I then go to university.
Welcome to the University of Warwick.
Exactly.
All right there, my name's Steve. I hope we can be mates.
And I think, not sure, might leave it for a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Might wait till I can hang off his coat-tails a little bit more.
No, you ruffian. Away with you. I don't have a shiny coin and a jacket potato for you.
Then shot of me saying, I want to be an actor, Mum and Dad, and them going, we'd rather you didn't really. Can't you do something proper like go and work in the city? I go, no.
More beatings.
More beatings, actually. Shots of me touring various schools around the Wiltshire area in a white van, doing my own kind of like one-man show about my life.
That's weird. Even within a film about your life, you're doing a play about your life, which we then watch, which incorporates many of these things only in a primary school.
Exactly, yeah. With children looking bewildered. Why is this strange man telling us about his not particularly eventful life? Then we cut to the colossal success of my very small appearance in a James Bond movie. Me and Daniel Craig enjoying a quick joke. Daniel Craig, played by Daniel Craig. Me in the Six Music studio wearing a tweed suit and a deerstalker. And then the level of suspense builds during this trailer till we see a man in a dimly lit room with a candle writing, "Dear Rufus, I would like you to send me an autograph photograph if that's possible." And me just receiving this one morning and just putting my thumb onto the flap. And that's the end of the trailer.
Wow, the trailer.
Yeah.
But we all know that what happened was you read it out on the radio. Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. I look forward to that in cinemas April. And for that, you get to suggest a musical choice.
Yes, Steve, I've come back to Six Music with something really old. This is a lovely track by Joan Armour Trading, who I don't know if you've played on the show before. You played any Joan Armour Trading? This is a track, and unfortunately I should look up the year it was released. I haven't got it. We'll find out for the end of the song, but it's Willow.
Thank you. It will obviously be a wonderful MOR soundtrack to the movie of your life as well.
Yeah, and this would probably be on it. Joan Armour Trading, 1976 with Willow.
Thank you very much indeed, Rufus. I appreciate that. We have moved into the hub where we're very pleased to welcome Polly Scattergood. Rufus, before you get relaxed, you've just bonded with Polly already, is that right?
Yes, Polly and I have a similar heritage. She hails from Wivenhoe in Essex.
I am, yeah.
And I, of course, used to live in the small town nearby Fingeringhoe.
Still funny, still funny. And you saying you used to sometimes hang out in Fingeringhoe, is that right, Polly?
Once in a while on Boxing Day, once a year, we used to go to the pub there.
Really? Is that where people go for a wild time in that neighbourhood?
Once a year.
Well,
it's a ritual.
Thank you very much indeed for coming in. We were just talking about the movie trailers of our lives. What would be the bullet points of the Polly Scattergood story? Just simply called Scattergood.
Yeah. Well, I lose a lot of things, and then my bedroom was messy. I moved up to London, and then started making music, I guess.
I'll be honest with you, it sounds like a straight-to-DVD movie.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely
That was a bit
curt.
shit.
Come on, now keep your filthy tongue to yourself, Polly.
Sorry.
Out. Get out of Six Music. Are you not aware that the BBC's
I know,
already
I'm
its
so
knees?
sorry.
You'll be phoning up popular
I'll be
sitcom
banned.
stars soon. Thank you so much for coming in. I've got some quite unusual story. Now, I don't know if some of the things that they've written down here are true. Your father was a boat builder?
He was, yeah.
Nobody does that anymore, do they?
I know, he doesn't either.
He doesn't do it either. Is it a sore point? Have I just...
No, not really, he just stopped.
Was that because the boats kept sinking, or just because of credit crunch Britain?
He stopped like 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still a good detail, though.
Yeah.
See, I'd like to have seen that in the story. It's almost slightly biblical.
I know.
That would have been tremendous. And it says here that you moved into a house that was derelict, and that you all sort of rebuilt it.
Yeah, it didn't have a roof or electricity or anything.